All right, here we are. It is day, I don't know, 38, I think. Yeah, day 38, getting ready to head out. We spent the night at Woodchuck Hostel here in Damascus. It's kind of right off the trail if you're coming into Damascus. After you go through the park, instead of kind of turning right to follow the trail, you just go left right down the street about, a couple hundred yards, and there's the hostel. I'm here with the owner. You want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Woodchuck, Chuck Bizanet, but my trail name is Woodchuck. I hiked in 2012 and opened this in the spring of 14. So.
Okay, so we got a former thru hiker, so he knows what thru hikers like. Kind of explain what you got here at the hostel for hikers.
Well, basically, I've gone with beds instead of bunks. Memory foam mattresses, really comfortable. A hiker can come in, rent a bed for $25, and it comes with breakfast in the morning. I also have one cabin that's got a queen-size bed for couples or more than one person. That rents for $45 for one or $55 for two. I've got a teepee in the backyard, especially in good weather. It works really well. That's about it. We do some tenting. The city is sort of limited tenting, but it's still a possibility. That's
okay.
about it. And all of my stays come with breakfast. So.
And that's the thing. When we talk about breakfast, so we had huge waffles, fresh fruit, boiled eggs, home fried potatoes, coffee. So it's a big hot breakfast, all you can eat, and that's included in the price. So it's definitely the best hostel breakfast I've had on the trail. Really good. The beds are very comfortable. You're basically in a house, and it's really nice. You got access to a kitchen, laundry, all that stuff. Laundry's what, $5?
$5, yeah.
$5 for laundry.
Mm-hmm.
He gives rides into town. There's a good supermarket where you can get really good resupply. We did that last night, and even at the supermarket, even though we're kind of early, some of the restaurants weren't open. They've got all kinds of hot food at the supermarket. So that's what I did last night. Got like fried chicken, green beans, mac and cheese, all kinds of good stuff. So great place to stay here in Damascus when you come through. And we appreciate all the hospitality by Woodchuck. And definitely this is another Scoutmaster approved place to stay. Here we are downtown Damascus. It's Dollar General, Trailtown, USA. All right, here we are climbing up some mountain. It's got snow, as you can see. We've been going in and out of some little flurries. Most of the day hadn't snowed, but we've had flurries on and off. That's a pretty cool shot right there. Got about 0.7 to the shelter we're going to use for lunch. And then we're going to go to the next shelter, which is probably about 7 miles away or so. So we probably got about 7 miles left in the day to get to. I think it's Lone Mountain. Lost Mountain, Lone Mountain, something mountain. One of those L words. So that's where we're going to spend the night. I'm supposed to get down to about 24 tonight. So it'll be a little cool. But tomorrow should be a nice sunny day when we hit Grayson Highlands. So we should have sun for that. So I'm pretty excited about that, as you can tell. You can probably hear it in my voice. I'm super excited. This is my super excited voice. So we're just climbing here, trying to not stop too much so that we don't get too cold, because right now don't have too many layers on, because you start putting layers on, then you climb up this stuff, you get all hot, you get wet, you sweat, then the wind blows and you get cold. So trying not to get too sweaty so we don't get too cold when we stop. Yeah, Damascus, pretty cool town. Some of the restaurants, some of the places aren't open yet, so didn't matter for me, because just spending the night. But for those that are wanting a zero, probably by the time Bubble gets here, everything will be open. But if you come in the next day or so, not everything's open. Okay, I gotta get over this tree, so I'm shutting the camera off. All right, here we are, some kind of lake, pond, swamp, whatever it is. Which looks kind of cool with the snow. This is kind of where we're going, down this way. We wound up not stopping at that shelter for lunch because it was a quarter mile off the trail, kind of downhill, which means a quarter mile back up the trail after you eat. So an extra half mile in the snow. So we didn't want to do that. So we just found a sort of clear place where the wind wasn't blowing and ate. So yeah, I resupplied, and I got me for lunch some bagels, some Genoa salami, and some cheese. So I made myself a nice little Genoa salami and cheese sandwich on a bagel. It was good. Obviously it's cold out, so that's good. It keeps everything cool. The only thing I probably could have done to make it a little bit better was maybe kind of put it in my jacket for about 30 minutes before lunch. That would have made it a little softer and warmer, you know, which probably would have made it a little bit better. Maybe even so good you'd want to slap your mama. But go this way. So tonight, when we get to this campsite or shelter, gonna try to get some video of the shelter, maybe some video of dinner, which is gonna be a mountain house meal, chicken and mashed potatoes, courtesy of Ninga. Yeah, Chris Maxon, Ninga, who you met on the video the other day, one of my classmates. So that's what we're gonna have for dinner tonight, and then kind of show you the sleep setup, how I set up in the shelter, and that's probably about it. Maybe see what the food bag hanging situation is. Maybe we'll show some of that. And pretty much that's going to be it. You know, when you hit the shelters or the campsites like that, you know, especially weather like this, it's going to be cold. You kind of eat, you know, do all your little priorities, set up camp, you know, use the bathroom, whatever. Then you go to bed. Just lay down and get in the sleeping bag. You know, you're not moving much, so you gotta get warm and you just crash. By the time it gets dark, you're asleep. So that's my exciting life at night. All right, well, as you can see, we're just climbing through some snow. Catch you all later. All right, everybody, here we are at Lost Mountain Shelter. We're at mile, I think it's 486.1. So whatever that is, it's about, it's 16, 17, I don't know, something like that miles for the day. Maybe 16. This is just me and Fun Size here. As you can see, the snow. So you got about a couple inches of snow, maybe 3 inches of snow here. We do have down in that area, you see the privy down there, so we do have a privy. And it's kind of cool area. Down that way there is supposed to be a piped spring for water. That's what we got there. The shelter's pretty decent size. It says it sleeps 8. And looks Looks pretty good. Yeah, you can probably get 8 people real comfortable in there. So we'll say this is where we'll be. It's supposed to get down to about 24 tonight. So might get some more video of, you know, kind of our setup and stuff since we get everything set up. Alright, YouTube. Scoutmaster here. All kind of bundled up. It is about 6:20. It's not dark yet. Sunset ain't until about 6:30. But as you can see outside, maybe you can, maybe you can't. It's about 3 inches of snow. It's not snowing right now, but it's kind of cool. Just trying to get warmed up a little bit. And I gotta brush my teeth and put all my crap up. So we're just laying here, just hanging out. As soon as it gets dark, probably go to sleep. You know, because that's how it is on the trail. So yeah, I got my quilt going. All snuggled up in my quilt. Got my pillow. Got my Thermarest sleeping pad there. Just kind of in this one corner of the shelter. And I'm just reading graffiti on the ceiling of the shelter right now. So that's all we're doing. You know, camp life's not that exciting. And then cooking and filtering water, then you pretty much just go to sleep. So that's that.